know what people like about me the most is I have to say it, heart to help others, and that I keep it real all the time. I have no poker game, no poker face. What you see is what you get. Never ask me an opinion on something that you don't want a true opinion on, because I cannot not give you my 2 cents. So welcome to my 2 cents with Leslie. Today is just me flying solo, not my husband. I know he's very fun, so he will be back for sure. But I woke up this morning and I said, I don't feel like doing this YouTube today. Why? There's just a lot going on. Our son was flying back to New York this morning, which always makes me so melancholy the day he leaves. I get used to it again, being an empty nester. But when you have a touch for a few days, no matter how, like if it's a day or a week, when they leave, the house gets quieter. How many of you know what I'm talking about? The house gets quieter, it gets a little neater. You like just feel like you're missing like an arm, and then you get used to it again. And yes, we all have to keep getting used to it. So this morning, Alec was going to be leaving today, but then his flight was canceled. And on the other end of things, in my sandwich generation life, my mom is pretty sick. She has a really bad cough. I'm hoping it's not pneumonia. And being so far away makes it really, really difficult. So I kind of woke up with life being life-y. But then one of the things I always talk to our team about, my friends about, is I have two mantras in my life. One is, this too shall pass. That works for everything. And the second one is, show up anyway. So here I am. And I just wanted to share with you guys like the real deal. Are you always going to want to show up to work? Are you always going to want to show up as the best you? No, that's not normal, okay? Show up just as you, and that's enough. So I always talk about like life comes at you all the time. Nobody's life is perfect, and there's a lot worse going on in the world than what's happening in my small world. Sometimes I talk to my best friend about this, and we're like, well, it always could be worse. Like, look at what's happening for that person, or what's happening for that person. But it doesn't mean it's still not hurtful for you, what's going on in your own life. So I want you to recognize, yes, there's a lot worse things than my son's flight getting canceled. And luckily, he took care of it himself, which is growing up. And he found another flight that had standby, but then the standby changed. So with any luck and prayers, he's going to safely land in New York later this afternoon. And hopefully, my mom will have the right medication and she'll start to feel better too. I know a lot of people have colds and flus right now, but that's why I always, always, always say this too shall pass. That is like my 2 cents. So today's kind of going to be like a mashup of just me just sharing like thoughts on I call it a hodgepodge. So hodgepodge is just my 2 cents on like just things in the world. So when our son is home, there's a lot more sports on the TV. During football season, my husband and I, even without our son being home, we're kind of like idiots, where football is like all consuming when it's football season. None of the other, what I have figured out is I'm really not into any other sports. I just like other sports when my son is home, and then I'll watch it with him and my husband. But otherwise, I really could care less. But last night, the end of that, the end of the college basketball championship, it was so exciting. It was so cool. Go Michigan. We didn't have a dog in the race per se, but it was just such a cool ending to a game. Unless you're a UConn fan, and then I'm sorry. But it just reminded me that whatever if you're with the people you love, even if it's not doing something you love to do, you still love to do it. So on the other end, also, Ryan's addicted to everything about Artemis right now with the moon and all of that rocket ship stuff. So I wasn't really into it. And then this morning I said to Ryan, he made a mistake. He just kept showing me the rocket and the moon, and it just looked like out of the realm of like anything I can even understand. What he failed to do is give me insight on the actual astronauts. So last night I decided to like look up the astronauts, read about them and what they're about. So now I'm actually really interested in it, because it really is kind of cool to see the whole thing. If you have PTSD from like I do, being older and watching the Challenger like literally blow up on TV, seeing this is kind of cool. So the other thing on my mind is something some people choose never to talk about. And for me, I personally can't not talk about it. My 2 cents, we have like insanity running the country, literally insanity. I pray that something gets done before like this whole thing with Iran tonight. It's a deadline. But one of the things I have learned is I never used to be a politics person. Ryan worked, my husband, he worked, I think like 21 years in a news radio station. So he was always like up on everything, always knew so much. I kind of wasn't, but the past, like I would say maybe past 8 years, but a lot in the past years. And the thing I know that I really want to stress my 2 cents about is I think there's wrong people on both sides of the aisle. I think there's right people on both sides of the aisle. I think as a country, if more of us would come together, the people of the United States, regardless of who's running it, that's like they've divided us on purpose. And the sooner we recognize that we were divided on purpose, maybe things can change. So my 2 cents on that is one of my 2 cents though, whatever side you think you're on, you're never going to change somebody else's opinion with your opinion, pretty much on anything. If somebody has an opinion of something and it's very, very strong, your opinion is the opposite of that, you're not going to change their opinion on that. So that will be a lot less struggle if you kind of don't try to. Don't engage. So sometimes I'm like, yes, engage and, let your voice be heard. I'm a big on let your voice be heard. But sometimes you got to know when it's time to not engage. So anyway, what else is on my mind this week? Ryan and I are looking forward to going on a vacation in a few weeks. We're going to Mexico. Mexico is not my most favorite place to be, but when your company acknowledges the hard work you've done with a free, all expense paid trip, even if it's Mexico, you go and you have a lot of gratitude for it. So we do have gratitude. It'll be beautiful regardless. And yeah, that's about it for me. But my 2 cents, in case anyone cares about this, some of you might, some of you are like me, and even though I'm way out of the age range of this show, I love this show. I've loved it from the first year. I'm like, I could be these people's moms, maybe even some of their grandmothers, I don't even know, but I love Summer House. Any of my other friends out there, fans of Bravo, so I am. Not all the housewives as much anymore, even though the newest one, Rhode Island, is pretty cool if you ask me. But I will tell you, I have always loved Summer House. I am Team Sierra. If you don't know what that means, then you're not part of this. If you do, let me know in the comments what team you're on. Anyway, I hope you have a good day. And listen, no matter what is going on in your life, this too shall pass, and show up anyway. My 2 cents for today. Catch you guys next time. No coffee for me yet. It's a little too late in the morning. I already had my morning coffee, and it's too early in the day for my second cup. But I hope you're enjoying when you listen to this, and talk to you guys next week.